What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G Myers World Podcast. And what we're going to be talking about is the final game for Week 6, Monday Night Football. It was all about the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. Now, if you watch this game, you were pretty shocked, man, because the 49ers came out like they had something to prove. C.J. Beathard and them boys, they were out there balling, man. And I'm going to try to explain to you exactly what happens. Obviously, Richard Sherman with that, illegal contact, in my opinion, cost them the game. We're going to talk about Richard Sherman as a player, and we're going to also talk about Aaron Rodgers and a lot of the things that was transpiring throughout this game. Now, throughout the game, it was something you had the kind of feeling that the 49ers might win the game, but because of all the things, they've been just demolished by injury. McKinnon, what was the other guy? Garoppolo, dating porno chicks and everything like that. Like, a lot of things were going on, with this actual team. So we didn't really expect, them to come out and play the way that they were playing, especially when the Packers are at home. You don't expect this to happen, and that's what's so weird about everything with football, because the way they kept this game close, it's kind of shocking, but it's not, though, because it's the NFL. Looking overall at the game, I want to say this, right? The 49ers defense is disgusting. Pretty much, what is the guy's name? Saleh? Whoever the defensive coordinator is, that guy, I don't know what kind of, crazy coverages that are going on, but it's kind of weird because I don't think he would have been fired if Garoppolo didn't get injured, because I do believe that if C.J. Beathard played very well this game, and he has a very, very good deep ball as well. But I think that Garoppolo would have probably won this game. Because late down the stretch, it was some bad throws being made or whatever. I think I got a little bit more faith in Garoppolo than I do in C.J. Beathard, so I think they would have won the game. And you could kind of mask that your defense is giving up a gazillion points. It's like sort of, you see with Tom Brady and the Patriots, like, as of late, their defense hasn't been really good, but they still have Tom Brady. You're able to still find a way to get wins. And in no way am I saying that Garoppolo is even in the same breath as Tom Brady, but some quarterbacks can kind of make up for their defense, a la Aaron Rodgers, because, the Packers defense is not that good either. And looking at the way that everything is going to transpire later on in the season, I don't think the Packers are a threat like I thought they would be coming into the year. And their defense did concern me a lot, but it was just sort of like, Aaron Rodgers is going to do, what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Throughout this game, though, I don't know if he's hurt or he's nicked. Something's going on with his knee. Like, we know like he has some kind of thing going on. And, maybe some people call him a drama queen, whatever. But he looks like he's a little hurt. Even when he was mobile, he ran outside the pocket, threw a hot one right before the half. He doesn't look the same. Something's going on, bro. Something like he might have to take a couple injections. He's saying that the week off should help him, recover, help him recover and stuff like that. But he doesn't look the same to me. He has the same zip on the ball and everything like that, but he doesn't look like he's completely healthy. And that's something that's really concerning me about him. And like I said, as far as the defense goes, the defense is terrible on this team. They're not that team that, you used to be like, what, they're going to put some work in and stuff like that. Like they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad, man. They gave up all those yards to a backup quarterback, and they could have possibly won the game. If Richard Sherman doesn't get that illegal contact call, 5 yards, automatic first down, and then, obviously get the field goal to win, it's completely different. The 49ers win this game. So, looking to that, we're going to jump over to the 49ers. And obviously, I already said they're injury riddled. So, in my opinion, when you lose your starting quarterback, unless you're the Patriots, you're supposed to lose. And you guys might be like, what are you talking about? The Patriots, that's the reason that a lot of people have issues with Tom Brady, is because they consider him, a system QB. The Patriots have created such a wonderful system that you can implement anybody in it, and it just works. Every other team, I have yet to see them put somebody else in, and they just go through a season and just do whatever they want. You may win a game here or there, but you're not just, you're not going to win 11 games like the Patriots did when Tom Brady got hurt. So this is the situation, right? With the way the 49ers are right now, it's going to be very, very difficult for Richard Sherman to go through the rest of the season and not rage. But he did pretty well. He defended his defensive coordinator, but I think it was just to kind of mask what's going on, because I think he knows that the guy's going to be fired. I think the guy knows he's going to be fired. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that pretty much what's happening is the blame game is going to go around, but people are missing the whole. This is a very, very delicate situation. You lose your starting running back, you lose your starting quarterback. Like, those are very, very huge losses. You know what I'm saying? And you come out and you fight, and then you lose a late game on a call that your star cornerback that you brought in is supposed to not make happen, you know, that's kind of huge right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that it was supposed to go down that way, because a lot of people were expecting the Packers to just blow them out. So they are a good enough team to be, you know, to compete. I just don't think that C.J. Beathard is going to be the guy to take them over the hump. It doesn't really make any sense to say that it's going to happen like that, simply because you just know through history that it's just not going to happen. Like, they don't have the system on both sides of the ball to be able to come up with the win. All right. Now, Richard Sherman going forward, is he still a lockdown corner? He's still a good corner. I don't think he's a lockdown corner, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't look like the same. I don't know. Because Devontae Adams is a decent wide receiver, but Richard Sherman usually, if you go back to like the Crabtree days, Richard Sherman was a lot more clutch. Has the NFL become a little bit more sensitive with contact? You could visibly see, if you watch the video, if you see it live, you could visibly see it live. It's not even something that has to be slowed down. You can visibly see that Richard Sherman puts his arm out and makes contact. So it's not like it was a bad call. We can't blame the refs here and stuff like that. Richard Sherman put his hand in the cookie jar, bro, and he got caught. And, you know, just looking at him as an athlete and where he is right now, do I consider him a top corner in the league? I just can't say that I do. Like, is he top 10? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could put some names together, you know what I'm saying, and try to figure it out. But I don't know. Maybe when they play the Seahawks, he'll be a little bit more exciting. I don't know what's going on, but it wasn't like it was, you know, he was straight lockdown. Okay, even though, let's be honest, though, he wasn't targeted until that play. I'm just saying, like, with his movements and stuff like that, his name, Richard Sherman's name, like, when you see Richard Sherman, you're going to be scared to throw the ball there. But I want to see him get tested. You see what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, right, it's sort of like you think about Nnamdi Asomugha, right? People never used to throw to him when he was with the Raiders. He goes to a different system with the Eagles, and we realize that guy sucks. So I don't really know. And remember, Aaron Rodgers is typically very scared to throw the ball to Sherman. Anyway, I don't know if you guys remember that year, early in the year when they played Seattle, and he didn't even look to the side that Sherman was on, Aaron Rodgers. So for him to go to that side right there, that just lets you know at that time in clutch time to go to Richard Sherman's side, it kind of gives you the feel of like, yo, maybe he's just not that guy. Now, throughout the couple, the games that he's been playing, he's been pretty decent. Like I said, I just don't get the feel. I don't get the feel that he's that guy. Does he still make plays? He's not a bum. He's top 10. I just can't put him like in the top echelon of the cornerbacks. But again, though, I'm starting to have to reevaluate the way that I view corners now, because early when the seasons first started, I thought I would put Jalen Ramsey there, and obviously he's been running his mouth and saying whatever, and his team just sucks. So I don't even know how I feel about Jalen Ramsey right now. Patrick Peterson, he's on a terrible, terrible team, but he's still pretty good. There's a lot of other corners that, we could try to figure out what's going on. Lattimore is struggling a little bit, but we have to see, because even with the way that everything is, panning out right now, Denzel Ward with the Browns is also pretty good. So there's a lot of different guys that are out there that are balling, and, we could debate based on, how much he's targeted and what even comes to his side, how good he is. But like I said, the motivation behind the team and what he's supposed to bring, what was it, 33-30? Like, bro, your team is not responding to a lot of different things. And yeah, the coverages are blown. We saw it throughout the day. I think the defensive coordinator, more than likely, unfortunately, because of the injuries, he's going to be fired. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because it's offensive injuries of why he's going to get fired. Because if you're still winning, it doesn't really matter. You could mask it, but they're not winning. So that's what the issue is going to be. So, going forward, I do fully expect for that man to be fired. And again, I want to see Richard Sherman tested, as we continue to go throughout the season. But it's not fair to say that the 49ers are garbage, because I can't honestly say that because they don't have their players. I have to be fair with that. Like, it's a backup quarterback. It's a bunch of guys in the backfield that's, doing whatever. It's not the same thing. So, and it's a bunch of recycled running backs too, by the way. Like, yeah, dudes just, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But they're going to have to make it through the season. And these are the toughest parts. Like, when you are a fan of a team to go through, injury riddle. That's why the NFL has implemented so many new rules, is to try to, minimize the injuries. And, like Garoppolo got injured on his own behalf. I don't know why he's trying to spin move and stay in bounds. He just ran out of bounds there. But I guess this is competitive nature. But, going forward, I don't think that this is just a wash season for the 49ers. They and the Giants are going to be competing for the #1 pick in the draft. That's probably what's going to be happening. So I don't really think that it's going to be a major deal watching these games going forward. They may cause some upsets because that's just what the NFL is about. But I don't expect them to win many games because even with that high-powered scoring that they did, their defense sucks. And even if you don't target Richard Sherman, everybody else on the defensive side of the ball sucks. So, it is what it is. I want to thank you guys for watching the recap for Week 6, 2018. And hopefully you guys come back to join me again. Remember, we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. G Might As Well Podcast. One love.